You know, Squatters, it's so sad watching the ANC digging its own grave. I'm not sure if I'm the only one who can see that, but you know, watching the media briefing of the Secretary General Fikile Mbalula addressing the media houses, it's so sad, man, because it's a recycling of the same old ideas with the same old people, the Jeff Hadevers, the Nomvula Mukonyanis, and all of those people. So it's so sad to watch them. You know, it's more like, you know, they don't know actually why they are there and what exactly they are doing, and they are busy recycling almost all same old, you know, issues, and same old. Even when they ask them about the plan, about ending load shedding and all of that, those people are clueless. They don't know exactly what they are doing. But it's so sad, man, because ANC was once a movement that is trusted and was actually entrusted by most Black South Africans that it will liberate them from poverty, you know, from unemployment and all of that. But it only caused a pain, you know, and there's no plan altogether. And while watching, I was also watching the live comments, and you can see that 80 to 90% of people have lost hope in the ANC, and it is so sad. And by them saying they are going through reconfiguration of the KZN and Gauteng leadership, it's sexobala manje. It's more like they are blaming the Bheki Mtolos and the Panyaza Lesufis, you know, for their poor performance in Gauteng. By the way, it's not only Gauteng and KZN that perform poorly, but I think there's some sort of suspicion that Panyaza Lesufi and KZN leadership, maybe they were working with the MKP of some sort. I don't know what exactly is going on there, but they are actually digging their own grave, and they are going to die an official death now. I don't see ANC coming up into 2029 elections getting, let's not talk about the outright majority. Let's talk about the 40% that they got. I don't think they will get that 40%. And if they drop up to maybe less than 35%, it will be so sad, man. That will be an embarrassment, and some of them will leave politics, by the way, because the environment is no longer conducive for them to continue to be arrogant, to continue to disrespect the voters and all of that. And by the way, they've stolen enough for them to sustain themselves. They are set for life, by the way. But at the same time, what about the black people that they have betrayed? You know, because the ANC movement should take full responsibility of this. And, you know, it was so sad on the last elections when we see people like the former president, Bheki, canvassing in Soweto. That man is too old, and he should have, you know, rested and assured that he left people who will actually run the ANC properly. But see an old man desperately going around the streets in Soweto, it's so sad, man, because it means they could see that now the ship is sinking. And by the way, those old stalwarts who are still holding on to the ANC, it is because they are still beneficiaries, like the Bhekis. They are still beneficiaries. They are still getting presidential salary, all the benefits, convoy, wherever he goes, he travels for free and all of that. I think they are only there to survive more than keeping the movement intact and making sure that they resuscitate this movement that is about to die. So it is so sad to have that kind of leadership, but it has also taught us as black people that we should, when we lead, when we are in charge, when we happen to be in leadership positions, we need to listen to ordinary people, because in politics, it's about numbers, it's about who voted for you, and what is it exactly that you're doing for the poor masses, especially the poor masses, because we have many poor people as opposed to rich people. So even if you can betray the poor masses and keep the rich happy. The rich people don't vote anyway. They mostly influence the results, and they can influence the results in a negative or positive way, either way. But most of the time, they are capitalists. They are people who are chasing profit, and everything that they do it for profit. They're not doing it wholeheartedly, that they want to promote social welfare and other people to live peacefully and be happy, because they are always scared of competition. They don't want anyone to compete with them. They want to close the ranks so that they continue to enrich themselves, to continue to be rich, and other people continue to be poor. So that is the status quo that they have been maintaining. And I don't know how do they feel, especially those old stalwarts that have been in the ANC, seeing the movement that was once a glorified movement falling apart just like that. There's nothing that is left in the ANC. It is so sad. And by the way, to clarify that quickly, we don't hate ANC. We actually hate what the ANC has done. Even Nelson Mandela said that if the ANC do what the apartheid did to you, do what you did to the apartheid, which is something that definitely people will do, because now they are getting angrier and angrier and angrier. And by the way, just to to throw a word of advice to the ANC, they should stop holding so many talk shops. I believe that they should be more about action than holding talk shops. Talking will never bring the results. The results are coming from hard work, from physical work, and they should come clean with their ill intentions. Whether they want to push this country forward or they want to continue to starve black South Africans, to keep them unemployed. And because if you check about what is the actual plan about the black South Africans who are unemployed, who are poor, who are stuck in life, because of this political system which is not working for them. It's they don't have a plan. They don't have anything new. And by the way, now it's no longer time for talk shops. Even if you talk, even if you try to convince people, at the end of the day, you have done absolutely nothing. So it will be very difficult for the ANC to convince people. I believe that political parties, especially political parties which are in government, they should not campaign. It's a waste of money and all of that. They should not campaign. I mean, these people are using millions up to billions to campaign to. Why do you campaign to the people that you have been delivering the service to them and all of that? The money they use for campaigning should be the money that they redirect to service delivery, job creation, empowerment, skills development, and all of those things. It's your CV, it's your curriculum vitae as a political party, is your ticket to winning people, to say, we are the ANC, we worked for you, you've seen what we have done. It's up to you, you want to vote for us again so that we can continue to do the good way. And even if people don't vote for you after you have done that, you have lost nothing, because at the end of the day, you have tried, to do your best, and you don't really have to force yourself through campaigns, door to door, getting into people's houses and getting chased and people swearing at you, calling you useless ANC and all of that. Is a high level of embarrassment. If I run a political party myself, for instance, and I happen to be in government just one term, I will not campaign going forward. That's what I believe, that your CV, your reference, must talk to the people. Let other political parties, oppositions, yes, let them campaign because they are fighting for a space, but you, if you are in charge, maybe you get 50+ majority, you are fully in government, you're going to implement policies that will be favorable to people, that will be resonating to the black poor masses who have been, you need to emancipate those people. You need to make sure you work on the squatter camp. You need to make sure you take out people in the squatter camp. You need to make sure you get the land. You need to make sure you create residential areas for people, to stay and see them happy, and create employment and industrialize, the county where there's going to be industrial sites where companies will come and invest, and whatever agreements that you have, as long as you are doing it for the people, And sometimes when people are pushing out an outcry, you need to listen to them. You need to pay attention. The biggest problem with our politicians is that when they are there, when they are comfortable, when they are sleeping in hotels, popping up champagnes and all of that, smoking cigars and all of that, they happen to be too comfortable to even forget the people who have casted their votes to put them into power. That is the problem that we are facing. And for as long as they continue with their arrogance and thinking that no, everything is fine and wants to act like it's business as usual, that is definitely the reason they will be out of government. It's worrisome. Anyway, the MKP is busy with their workshop. They are workshopping those newly elected ground forces and all of that. Let's hope that maybe Floyd will, bring some vibe into the party. But despite the in political, squabbles, internal squabbles in the MKP, MKP is doing much better than the ANC so far. Watching the ANC, you're watching a recycling bin. I mean, every idea that they are actually coming up with is the same old ideas with same old Jeff Haderes and Monomvula Mkonyanis and all those people who are too old to think anything new or to bring anything new. They are not innovative. ANC, by the way, is even gatekeeping to its own youth. Why can't they bring the youth into the national government, that we are bringing these people, as the youth influential, and they mustn't teach them corruption. They must, I don't know. Despite having all the stalwarts and all those people, no one is thinking about that. I mean, it's common sense. But anyway, let it die a natural death. Nobody cares because they've brought this to themselves. And let's hope the MKP will bring something of a vibe. But at the same time, we know that our political system in our country is flawed. It's something that it's continuing to oppress average black South Africans, especially black people, because as we understand our history, it's so difficult, man, it's so difficult to network, to break through the poverty cycle. It's very much difficult for a black person in South Africa, and we have leaders who are just there to benefit, to enrich themselves, and to do absolutely nothing. But let's hope maybe they will bring something new. Maybe they've actually, heard something from the outcry of the people. They will start doing that. But we know ANC for what it is. I don't think there's anything new. Squatters, I will hear from you. Thank you for watching my content. Let's keep engaging. We are waiting for Floyd to school those guys and hear what he has to say. By the way, thank you.